In 2016, we bought a boat we aptly called Mood Swings to travel to remote fishing destinations. Our travel plans were put on hold, however, when our online fishing business took off. It's now 8 years down the track and we are finally heading off on our longest trip yet. Hi, I'm Ryan Moody, this is my wife Karen, our 2 sea dogs, my mate Everett, our friend PJ and our fishing weapon, the Blue Boat. Departing from Cairns, join us on an eventful trip south with an unexpected ending. Previously, during our extended stay in Townsville, we fixed all our mechanical issues and were looking forward to our journey to the Whitsundays. However, during a last-minute refill of the water tank before casting off the ropes, I could hear a trickle of water in the engine room.
That's the end of our trip.
No, we'll just keep going. Can't.
What do you mean?
It's been like that forever and a day, probably.
Well, I'm confused why he's saying we can keep going with a split water tank. That's a $60,000 repair, probably. That's why we're going through so much water.
Yeah, but the build should be pumping, wouldn't it?
Yeah, she's pumping now that we're filling it. That wasn't overflowing up the top there, was it?
No, it wasn't. That was the first thing I checked. And it wasn't overflowing.
So where's it running in?
Well, I'll come down here and I'll show you, and we'll get Everett to turn it back on.
Okay.
And then I'll show you exactly.
Turning the water back on so we can check what the tap that split to get a ID on the problem down there under the hull. It's away. Turning on full. Rightio.
Okay, we've had water running out of these intakes and the sender unit, which means the void is full, and now I've just noticed water running out of here, which means in here there's some cables and stuff going through to that same bulkhead, so that bulkhead is full of water. So in other words, the whole tank and everything's got to come out. Wow.
Or they rupture it or cut it and put in a bladder, but
Well, the thing is, they do that.
yeah,
It's yeah.
access.
We got we got decel, we got breather, we got the main filler. You got to get a yeah. I don't think
going to bladder.
bladders don't have those kind of fittings.
No.
So this whole this whole area's got to be cut out. Dear me.
That's a major.
Major.
You
know what? Something all along has been saying you're not going on this frickin' trip. If it was coming, it's because it's coming out from the... You can see those the pipes coming up. Well, they come from the tank. If it comes from outside that, it means that the whole bloody compartment is full and is running out the holes. It's not the tank itself. Well, there's a split in the tank somewhere, but it's not coming out that fitting.
So why aren't our bilges going?
It is, because that's where it's running in. But it's only when the tank is full. Once you put the pressure and then fill the tank, that's only when it's going to leak. The rest of the time it's going to move down, sit there, and there'll still be water around the tank inside the hole. Just means we have a split water tank.
Okay. Well, you know where the cheapest place to probably get that fixed is actually Brisbane. Because that's where...
Oh, you what? It's 10 grand's worth of diesel to get it
Well,
there?
we're going there anyway. With the Gold Coast Marine Precinct, that's where they build these boats.
Let me pull all this carpet up, because there might be an inspection hatch over there. I've never pulled the carpet up over that side.
Yeah.
Can I pass all this shit out to you?
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything we haven't replaced in here yet, apart from the engines and the water tank?
Well, that's why you did say I want that boat, because it's got brilliant engines.
Well, there's no inspection hatch unless it's right under the desalinator, and I can't see it being there. So this compartment here is where the water tank is. So this has to be cut out, and the desalinator's probably got to come out.
Well, you don't have to do it personally. So...
No, I'm just saying it's just not a little job.
No, obviously not.
So that compartment there will be full of water around the tank itself, which is not a major heat because the the tank will be pretty much the same size as the hold. What do we do?
Well, we might need to get someone to come and have a look at it. I might ring Joel.
Joel, for the big boat shed and cans. Well, there's no one else here in town really that can do this.
Well, let's get the plans of the boat, and surely there is some sort of person here in the whole of Townsville.
Let's have a little holiday on the way back to frickin' Cairns. That's all I can think of.
Well, let's just ring Joel. Who else knows about these boats? Who was that guy? Graham. Well, it's not coming out of where we thought it was coming out of. It's coming out of the sender, which is the little sensor that it's coming out from underneath. The little sensor that measures the water level. So potentially that might be corroded and it just needs another sender put in. And
Well, the thing is, it still filled the bulkhead around the tank.
well, we just have to pump it out.
Well,
I mean,
there's no way of pumping it out.
Ryan, a boat sunk 2 things across and they floated the frickin' thing and towed it out of here. So they must be able to get water out of boats somehow. So it came out of here and then we thought it was coming out of there, but it's coming out of here. And then it's going across there. Ryan reckons it's coming out of here as well, but I'm not so sure because as that fills up and it goes around that, it swirls around it. So it could be swirling around it just from the current, or you know, or it could be coming out of there as well.
It's coming out of both, but the main leak is where the sender is, which means the void around the tank is full and it's popping out of all the holes. So,
Well,
without knowing, I've never been to one of these tanks before because I haven't built one of these boats.
I'll ring Graham McCloy.
Ring Graham McCloy and see if...
Do they plastic weld them, or is it a replace? Like if they can,
no, mate, it's pull out.
it's pull out and refit. Yeah.
Might give Graham McCloy a ring. He used to build these boats. He was, I think, the original owner of Blackwatch in Australia. He's owned about 20 of them. He buys them, does them up and sells them. And so he has well and truly renovated and repaired Blackwatches. So I might just give him a call and
I mean, I know
see.
we can keep using the water, but I really don't know if it's that safe to drink. Because water been sitting in that outside area, if it can get back in the tank.
We haven't died yet.
I know we haven't died yet, but...
You can get pretty bad gut stuff.
It's Karen Moody from Ryan Moody Fishing up north. How are you?
Hey Karen, how you doing?
Pretty good. Why I'm calling you is because we've still got mood swings, that Blackwatch that we bought after that one sailed to Fiji. We think we might have cracked the water tank. We're not sure. When we filled the tank out, yeah, we noticed that Ryan just happened to be in the engine room and there was water coming up through the sender at the front. The bow end of the engine room is where all the water stuff goes into the water tank on the Blackwatch 40. And as you would know, and it's coming up through the sender and also maybe
The
coming
breather
up through
pipe.
the breather pipe.
So it means the hold is full around the tank.
Yeah, we think. I just sent through 3 photos, so of, you know, a far away in the engine room, closer and closer.
Breather type's one on the tank. Breather pipe's one on the right, is it?
Yeah, mate, far right, yeah.
Clear haze. It's got a fair gap around it. Is any water coming out of that?
No, none coming out of those, no.
Well, you might have. I'd start with that bloody sender.
Okay, mate, I'll have a look. And
You've obviously dried it there now, have you? With that photo.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
see a bit
just...
of water at the bottom, I think.
Pack around.
Yeah,
Okay,
just run around. All right, we'll have a look at that.
Is it just peeling out a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, not gushing but not trickling, kind of thing.
Not as much as going into the tank.
Oh no.
Put it that way.
Sort of thing, right?
Yeah, okay. We'll start there, guys. I'd get that sender out.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not
And-
sure. I think it's a screw out. Ryan.
Yeah,
You pop that little top off, I think, that little cover.
yeah,
You'll find some screws there, I think,
yeah.
under that cover.
All right then, I'll go and have a play with that and see how we go.
Have a play with that, mate, and see how that looks.
All right, mate. Thanks for your help. Appreciate it. And
Well,
you'll talk to you again.
yeah, no problem, anytime. might catch up with the water one day.
Too easy, Graham.
Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
See ya.
You guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's go and make sure it definitely is, because it seems to me like it's just swirling around it. I know you don't believe it, but I just have to 100% categorically make sure before we go and think about pulling
That's
water
yours.
tanks out to replace a $20 sender. It's the difference between a $50,000 repair and a
Eliminate.
$50 repair.
John, full.
Thank you. Keeping going.
The void around the tank is full of water, which is what we didn't want to know.
There it is. Yeah.
You know, potentially if that sensor is leaking, because remember how long it takes to
Always fill it. You know?
always fill it? Like we have that water maker going for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, and when we got in, we filled the fuel, and then Ryan filled that straight away. And
Yeah.
I've been having showers up there. Stephen has, but you've had showers here, but still.
Something is telling us, do not go south.
Nothing is telling us do not go south, honey. It's just the thing needs to be repaired, and we live in Cairns, and everyone we know is in Cairns, and the boat normally gets repaired in Cairns.
That's where all the good shipwrights are.
It's where all the good shipwrights are. Just take the boat back to Cairns. Have boat wheel travel. So I'm not running around through the fucking ocean out 200 kilometres out to sea to the Swains, etc.,
No.
I'm
etc.,
not running
with no capacity to store water and half a boat full of water.
I'm
It's
not
a
running the
recipe for
D-cell all the
disaster.
time either. You know, it's
No.
run out of filters eventually.
I'm thinking that might be our repair option, is just open that void up as much as we can and put a bladder in there, because getting a
But
tank,
you've got to get bladder fittings for the D-cell and everything like that.
you put the bladder through the hole, fill it up with water. Anyway, it won't be it won't be up to us to decide. It'll be up to the shipwright. I just hope it's not a $100,000 fix, because it sounds like it could be.
It's not $100,000. It's just a matter of cutting out all that void. Yes, it's going to be expensive, but owning a big boat, you know, everyone loves to own a big boat until they own one.
Scotty,
Oh, you got it in there.
Steve, Scotty Shipwrights. You get all their numbers in there after you've owned a big boat for a while.
Yeah.
Hi Scotty, it's Karen Moody from Ryan Moody Fishing with Mood Swings. We might have split our water tank. Wanted to know your availability for your guys to come down and have a look and work out how to repair it, because it's in the middle of the boat. Under everything! Anyway, if you could give me a call, that would be amazing. Thank you. There it is.
There's the water tank there. It runs forward up to the sullage. In between there's the seacocks for the forward tank. There's the sullage tank, and the water tank is not as narrow, it's not as wide as the bulkheads. So we might be able to cut the entire front out, down, and get the entire tank out. But because it's part of this bulkhead that runs under the battery boxes, it's leaked and it's filled these voids up as well. That's why we've slowly noticed the water and the bathroom slowly draining forward. There's extra weight in here now that we've never had before.
Well, you know what? If we're going to go to all that trouble, I want to do something in the bathroom. Maybe put another thing in at the...
Well, we won't need it when this is fixed.
Well, it was been doing it since we put it in the water in 2016. So...
It's probably been split since 2016.
Possibly.
It's only that it's split bad now that it's running out the way it is. That's what happens with water tanks. They start small, from big things, little things grow.
From little things, big things grow. You know what the irony is? That's an investment thing about making, expanding your money.
Money base.
How's money's going like this? Yeah, that song's talking about money going like
Let's
that.
put on the money tree up and turn it upside and
Yeah, shaking it.
Let's
just
try and
go back
spend
tomorrow.
a few days fishing on the way back or something. Let's just do some fishing.
Can we go around the outside of the palms and to that really nice little snorkel
No,
place?
we cannot.
Oh.
Not towing. With this, yes, we can go anywhere in this, in any weather, pretty well, to a degree. But when you're towing, that heavy bloody thing there, it's a different story. 30 knots at Arlington, it's just backed off to 25 knots at Arlington Reef at the moment from the
I need to
southeast.
sleep.
So, well, I can't express my disappointment anymore. We've had some repairs to do on the way, and we're filling the water tank before, and now we've realised our water tank has split on the boat, which doesn't give us very long with water, which means we'll constantly be running a diesel. Yeah, very annoying. The amount of time and money that we spend on this boat maintaining it and looking after it, and these things just keep arising. I mean, yes, it's all part of owning a big boat, but it's just been a little bit too much for this trip. So we've got no choice. We can't go remote for any length of time, so we're turning around. We've got a massive southeaster coming for a week anyway, so we already spent 4 days in Townsville here waiting on parts and getting repairs done on the generator. So basically we're turning around and going back to Cairns. It's disappointing, but anyway, it's no point crying over it. Just go back, get the boat booked in, get it fixed, and we'll try and find something else to do in the coming months. That's all we can do. So I'm going to start these donks up in a minute and go through the night to Hinchinbrook and get an anchorage up there, and tomorrow continue on to Cairns and park this thing up and reevaluate things and see what we can get up to in the coming month or two. So off we go. Join us in the next episode where we continue on our offshore adventure. In the meantime, for fishing tips, workshops and fish planner tuition, visit our free training page at ryanmoodyfishing.com. There's a link to the gear and tackle we used on this trip below the video, and to follow along here for the rest of the trip, please like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next episode.